Alright, what's going on, guys? Crazyncman here to take a look at the Elite Force fully licensed HK SL9 sniper rifle. And as you can see, the gun before me, this is one big, long, beautiful HK SL9. But before we get to the review, let's go ahead and check the performance with the shooting test and the chrono test. And then we'll come back and we'll get right into the nitty-gritty of this SL9. Alright, as you can see, it had a pretty good shooting test, even though we were only doing it from 100 feet, and the FPS was up there, which is something you want when you're building a sniper rifle or a DMR platform like this with the long barrel. But what you're going to get with this gun, it does include the metal bipod, which obviously is adjustable up and down and folds up. You get your typical Elite Force propaganda. What's in your mag? Elite Force BBs available at bulkairsoft.ammo.com, where all the prices you see include shipping. You get the yellow card, which we've seen many times in the X USA Elite Force guns. It says, "Do not return this to your store. Any warranty issues, you send it right back to Elite Force." You get a registration card. You get a manual, which is very well written. You get the speed loader, the tube style speed loader. Has a 35 round low cap magazine. And then you also get a set of spacers, which you can put back here in the buttstock to adjust it in and out to your liking. And the cheek rest is adjustable as well, but all the spacers are in there, so all you can do is take those out. But they come already installed with 4 spacers. And that's pretty much what you're going to get. Like I said, it has a low cap magazine. 35 rounds. You can also use a G36 mag in this if you want, no problem. And that's about it. And then of course you get this beautiful SL9. Alright, now this gun features a full polymer body like most SL9 G36 variants. The entire thing here is made out of polymer or plastic, including the rail. Obviously the mock suppressor is metal outer barrel, metal inner barrel, all that stuff. Version 3 gearbox with metal gears. Does have blowback and has quite a bit of kick too. It's kind of nice when you're using the bipod. You can really feel the little kick it gives. Right here, fire selector switch. This gun is fully ambidextrous. Fire selector does shoot in semi and full auto mode. Got the nice thumb hole grip on it. Your mag release is right here, just like any G36. You can use it with your left hand if you're shooting like this. You can use it with your trigger finger, whatever. And then it also has under here, it has a gearbox release. You know, most of us, when you're shooting your gun in full auto, sometimes the spring stays compressed, so you put it in semi, do a couple shots to relieve the tension on the spring. Well, this has a button under here. You can just push up and it'll trip the anti-reversal latch and it'll let the gearbox go, which is kind of cool. Like I said, hop-up adjustment underneath the charging handle, just like most AEGs. And the battery goes up into the handguard. And I used a 9.6 volt nunchuck in the shooting video, but it was kind of tough to get all the wires and stuff in there. I think I'd go with a 7.4 volt stick LiPo, something like that, something that's a little smaller, a little easier to get in there. I will tell you this, be careful. I have a 9.6 nunchuck. It has a lot of wire on it, so I tried to jam all the wire and the battery in there, and I actually wound up pushing the barrel up because I zeroed in on the target during the shooting test. I was like, damn, I'm aiming at the ground and the thing's going way up. And I finally figured out I just had too much wire, and it was actually pushing this whole assembly up, which kind of sucks. So be careful when you put the battery in. Make sure this handguard just slides back nice and easy, and the pin pushes in nice and easy, and you know you're not putting any added pressure on the barrel like I was. Alright, now when I got this gun, like a lot of people, we all got them at the same time. A lot of people were posting pictures on Facebook and putting pictures on Instagram with, you know, the gun and bottles of BBs. Me included. I put one. I was excited to see this. Really excited because there hasn't been a licensed SL9 out, especially with this mock suppressor and the 650 millimeter length barrel. So I was really excited, but my excitement wore off once I started using it. The performance of this gun is just absolutely piss poor for something this magnitude, this great looking licensed body and long barrel DMR platform or sniper rifle platform. The performance of it's horrible. And I know in the video the 100-foot looks good, but I don't have a lot of room to shoot here. I can get out maybe 120, but then it starts getting a little tricky trying to film. But off camera, I was doing 150, 200, 225 foot. Airsoft Megastore even says it has an effective range of 250 feet. And I tell you what, it's lucky if it reaches 150 feet. Never mind 250. But I tried going way back, and the performance gets horrifying. And I was just utterly disappointed. This is probably the most disappointing thing Elite Force has sent out to date. And like I said, I don't even know what to say about it. I think the performance is horrifying. You build a gun like this, licensed to HK, you might want to give it some performance, not just a piss poor average Ares gearbox. And in the description of this video, I'll link to the Airsoft GI video where they did a comparison test of this versus the Elite Force G36C, which is the little short G36C, and the G36C outperformed this at 175 feet by a mile. It's just really disappointing. And the problem with this gun, and everybody knows that Elite Force is aware of it, and dealers are probably aware of it. The main problem is the bucking and the hop-up nub. The nub is just too soft, and the buckings are just junk. Ares never has put a decent bucking in their guns. And I had one retailer tell me, he's like, oh, you change the bucking and you change the nub and you do this and you do that and you got a great gun. I was like, is that what you tell your customers? Yeah, I want $360, but you got to work on it? Hell no, dude. That's not the way this thing should come out of the box. It should come out of the box performing well. I don't know what Elite Force is doing. Maybe they don't ask their pro staff, you know, the pro staff, maybe they should ask their opinion. Because they tell you if you're going to build a DMR/sniper rifle platform out of an SL9, the damn thing better perform amazing out of the box. And this one doesn't even come close. But like I said, they know that the bucking is the issue. So what they're doing is they're actually sending a VFC bucking along with it to dealers. Dealers are supposed to change it when they sell these. I don't know if they will or not. That's why I'd rather shop at a smaller retailer, one I know is going to do the right thing to keep your business. The big box stores, who the hell knows what they're doing. And then you're going to have to wait because they're going to make a revision, and then the next shipment of these to come in will have an upgraded bucking and nub and all that stuff. But what about the ones that are already in the country that they have to sell? They're going to be kicking around. So I'm just, for that reason right there, if you're a new player, I would not buy one of these. And I know new players, you know, these are pretty expensive. They're in the mid three, I think they're $360, something like that. A new player is usually not going to shell out that much money for his first gun. Maybe if he's an adult, might be more apt to. It's more of a seasoned player that's going to buy this, especially this DMR/sniper platform. It's going to be the more experienced players anyway. So if you know how to tech on your own guns and you want one of these, you could probably make just one awesome, hard-hitting DMR out of this. You saw the FPS is up there. You know, the barrel length, 650 millimeter length barrel. You know, you should be able to make this thing. If you R-hop this or did one of these hop-up mods to it, this thing would probably be a beast. But out of the box, It's not for a new player, and it's not for somebody who doesn't know how to tech on their guns. So I'd say, you know, avoid this. Unless you know how to work on them, I wouldn't buy one of these unless you absolutely have to have it, but be ready to put some more money in it once you buy it to get it to shoot right. Now, the internals on this is just your typical version 3 gearbox. I'm not sure if it has a quick disconnect spring in it. I know you can disable the blowback like any Aries gearbox, but when you break this gun down, basically you just take the bolts on either side here, you take the magwell off, and this will just slide right off. You can't see, because of this height right here, you can't see the back of the gearbox. So if you want to actually disable the blowback, which is what I'd do if I had it, you have to take the gearbox completely out, and then you can slide that mechanism out and get rid of the blowback. But I just couldn't see if it had a quick disconnect spring. I think it does, but I have to verify that. I didn't bother to ask the guys at Elite Force when I was talking to them. But then other than that, the internals, it's just your standard Aries gearbox. Again, it's got silver cord wiring, it's got the micro switch trigger, so it does have nice trigger response. You use a LiPo, it's got really nice trigger response. Like I said, the blowback's cool, but it's gimmicky. That's something I'd ditch. So internally, it's nothing special. It works. I don't like the Aries, especially on the G36 and the SL series. When you take it apart, you'll find all the wiring is all jammed up around the mechanism that do the safe and semi and full automatic mode. So there's all kinds of wiring and crap. This was all bent, and some of it's already starting to fray. Just, you know, it's just kind of a mess inside. But the gearbox, you can see, chunking out 450 FPS with a .2. You could tune it up, make a real nice gun out of it. But like I said, it should have been a real nice gun out of the box. It wasn't. So unfortunately, the HK SL9 gets my seal of disapproval on, especially for new players. Like I said, I wouldn't jump on it. But you got to say one thing about it: it is a damn cool looking rifle. If you put a scope on it, you got a really nice scope on there. It does look really, really good. But performance-wise, just average. You know, next time, ask me before you launch a gun like this. I'll tell you what it should do right out of the box, and this is what it shouldn't do with piss poor performance. So watch the video in the linked in the description to Airsoft GI. If you don't believe me, they do the 175-foot comparison, and a G36C outperforms this thing by a frickin' mile. So that's it, Crazyncman. Stay tuned for the next review. I got a bunch of guns coming up, including the new Elite Force Uzi, which is very cool.